Welcome, this is Carrie Schell from On Point Quilter. In this tutorial, I decided to do something a little bit different and show you how to create a note card in Electric Quilt. On the home screen, I will select New Project and label this 2021 New Year and select OK. Select Design a Quilt from Scratch. Select New Quilt Horizontal. Select the Layout tab and change the number of blocks to 1 by 1. The final size will be equivalent to a quarter sheet of letter paper, essentially 5.5 by 4.25. So I will calculate the center by subtracting the size of the planned borders and have a width of 5.125 and height of 3.875. To allow for snapping every 1/16 of an inch, select Quilt Worktable Options. Select Snap Settings, and under Nudge Settings, change both the Adjust tool and Palette slider to 1/16 of an inch and select OK. Select the Border tab and change the first border to a 1/16 of an inch. Turn Lock Size Adjustments to All and change the size to 0.063. Then select Add. Change the size of these borders to 1/8 of an inch, which is 0.125. Notice the finished size is now 5.5 by 4.25. Select the Design tab. Select Fabric Tools. I'm going to color the center and the note card white, and then for the inner border, I'm going to color it a dark blue. And select Add to Sketchbook. Select Layer 2 and select Text Tools. Select Set Text. The drop-down under Select Typeface will allow you to select any font you have installed on your computer. I will start with Arial and the approximate size of 3 inches. Holding the Shift key on your keyboard, drag a square and type in the number 2. To change the font, select the drop-down under Select Typeface and audition various fonts. I chose Lato Black because the font is thicker and will be easier to cut using a cutting system. Select the 2 with the Adjust tool and select Copy and Paste to duplicate the 2. Select Copy and Paste to make another copy, and for this one I want to change it to a 0, so select Set Text, do a backspace, and change to a 0. With the Adjust tool, select the 0, do a copy-paste, then return to Set Text and do a backspace and change it to a 1. Select the Adjust tool and reposition the numbers. I wanted to have the 202 overlapping and the 1 slightly segregated. Now let's reduce the size so it fits better in the center panel of our card. So with the Adjust tool, drag a box and completely enclose the dotted lines surrounding all of our numbers. If you do not pick up all of the numbers, go ahead and draw a larger box. Turn on Preserve Aspect Ratio and drag a corner to adjust the sizing. You can also adjust individual numbers. For Happy New Year, select Set Text and change the approximate size to 0.75. With the Shift key, drag a small square and type in Happy New Year. Select the Adjust tool and drag a corner so it fits under 2021. Select Set Text and now click on Happy New Year and audition various fonts. I ended up deciding to use Consolis. Select it again with the Adjust tool and drag a corner to reduce the size. I decided to make the height a 1/2 inch. Select the Fabric Tools and make any adjustments to color. I have found that you can have some trouble reaching some of the numbers because they are overlaid with other numbers. Try using the Swap tool to do the coloring when that happens. Then select Add to Project Sketchbook Next, we will create a block to go behind the text. Select the Borders tab and delete the two borders. From the main menu, select Quilt and select Add to Sketchbook as Photo. View the project sketchbook, go to the Photos tab, select the photo, and select Edit to Image Worktable. Select Crop and move the dotted lines to match the outside of the block, essentially eliminating the extra white space. Select Apply Crop and select Add to Sketchbook. Select the block worktable and select a new block, Piston Applique, followed by Easy plus Applique. We're going to change the block width and height to match the size of the center panel. Change the width to 5.125 and the height to 3.875. To snap every 1/8 of an inch, multiply the width and the height by 8, and so the snaps will be 41 by 31. View the project sketchbook, and on the Photos tab, select the second photo, which is the cropped one, and select Edit to Block Worktable. Select Drawing Tools and select the Applique tab. And select Shapes, followed by the square. Drag a rectangle that will look like a string holding up the two. I'm going to reduce the width to approximately 1/10 of an inch, or 0.1, and then position it over the first two. Select Clone and position it over the next two. Select Clone and drag the center positioning node on the bottom to extend the length of the rectangle. Select Clone and position the last rectangle over the one. Select each of the rectangles with the Edit tool and change the y-axis to 0, which means that it will be flush with the top of the block. Select the Shapes tool and select the square and drag a rectangle over Happy New Year. I decided that I liked a height of 1/2 inch and a width of 4 3/4 inches. Change the x-axis to 0 so that it is flush with the left side of the block. With the Edit tool, select the right edge and double-click, and that's going to add a node in the center. Drag the node in about 1/4 inch to create a V. Select the Color tab and color the block. And select Add to Project Sketchbook. Select the Quilt worktable. View the project sketchbook, select the Quilts tab, and select the quilt that was designed with the borders and select Edit. Select No in the Save prompt. And under Block Tools, Set Block, select the block we just drew and click on it in Layer 1. Select Fabric Tools and make any adjustments to coloring and select Add to Project Sketchbook. Select Print and Export and select Print Quilt. Under Edit Name, I will label it 2021 Happy New Year and select Apply. Turn off Print Block Outline and Print Patch Outline. Then select Page Setup. If you are on a Mac, that is going to be under the main menu under File. Select Printer and select the PDF writer of your choice, and select OK. Select Preview followed by Print and save to a location of your choice on the computer. I will use Inkscape to convert the PDF to an SVG file and then bring it into an electronic cutting system. In my Cricut Maker, I'm going to cut out the 202 as one shape, the 1 as another shape, and then the banner as a third shape, and I'm going to draw Happy New Year on top of the banner. Depending on your own cutting system, or even if you're doing it manually, you may have a slightly different process. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this tutorial inspires you to create your own greeting cards using Electric Quilt.